What helps somebody truly reconnect with their why?
Well, I actually have a process for that. The why is something that will, so I have a process for that. It's great to see that the TED Talk, Simon Sinek, how great leaders inspire action. I think that's called. It's a very famous Simon Sinek TED Talk. Um, and the leaders who are really, in the flow, um, they know their why, right? That's inspirational. And if you have to stop and figure out your why and work from it, because that's what gives you that internal energy to wake up every day and work hard. For sure, you have to work hard, whether you're inspired or not. So you might as well be inspired, right? They have to slow down. I have a process for it. Other people have processes too. They have to slow down. And if they feel disconnected or they feel like they're running on empty, it means that no, it's impossible to inspire your team if you're not inspired. I always bring up my wife. She works with a great team at Cisco. She's a high level person at Cisco, and she works with a couple executives, and these people really know their why, and really, and their whole team. They inspire the whole team. You can feel it. They're really doing. They're not in it to, connect, Cisco products to everybody. That's not what they're doing. They're really selling and marketing Cisco products because it is changing the world. It's protecting our our global internet, like our infrastructure. And it's all these kind of things it's doing to make people's lives better. That's where they're operating from. And they're very inspired by it that, every day they can look at the board. They have these like data rooms. They can see 18 million phishing attempts were thwarted by their software for this one company. Good. Thank God, because that company has thousands of employees. A lot of people could be a hospital, right? And there's hackers trying to get in and destroy that hospital. And so what they're doing is protecting that hospital. So that's their why, right? Protecting and strengthening this global infrastructure. Different than I'm here to sell you something, right? And it's very inspirational because they see they have a mission. Wow. So these people did a lot of work though to get to their why. And you can get to it pretty quickly. But I would say that at least the executives I've seen, the high power, the senior VPs and above who are doing really well, if they're really inspirational, it's authentic. They're authentically inspired by their mission, right? It doesn't have to be to change it's always about changing the world in their niche, right? In tech, there's people selling tech products and there's people selling something more powerful, like these people at Cisco. And that's why, by the way, it's, you never hear about Cisco, but it's probably, I don't know, a quarter the size of Apple. It's a huge company because they're so inspired to help the world. So I don't know if I answered your question. I don't remember
No,
what the
I think
question
that's a
was.
great answer. Yeah. And I could see it in so many different avenues. And we're talking about really high level executives to a certain extent, but the same thing comes down to, the custodian at your local elementary school. I mean, having their why kind of takes their job from being an ordinary job to, when I write extraordinary, I like to put parentheses around extra to emphasize that, you know, it's okay to be in a quote unquote ordinary position, but finding your extra is finding your why. How am I doing? What am I doing with this? And realizing that, I'm a college professor at a small regional institution that I would argue, given our current administration, is not going to go anywhere unless they get their act together. But for me, that being actually, if I can impact one person and change their life in a way, this is a small podcast. This conversation, if it reaches one person and changes their approach, then
That's
we've
right.
done something significant here.
That's right.
And I think that's how we have to approach finding our whys when it
Yeah,
comes to
you're
our lives.
absolutely correct. It's not about changing everybody. You heard the story of the um, the starfish, little boy with the starfish.
But yeah,
You know that story, right? He's throwing the starfish back. So we have to save. We can't save all the starfish, but we can save the starfish that fell out of the ocean. We can throw that starfish back. And same with me. That's why I taught. I love teaching and I love going on podcasts because, yes, if we change one person, we've done our work. That's why I try to work with a lot of business leaders. We can't, I want to clean the ocean and I want to, et cetera, et cetera. I want to do all these things. Impossible. But I can help coach people, right? Just like you teach, I can help people go out there in the world and make a huge difference.